Hi everyone, Aiden here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the RockyMounts AfterParty swing away bike rack on the back of our 2022 Ford Maverick. Now the AfterParty is going to be pretty unique in the sense that it has this swinging base. So it has a tilting feature like many other bike racks do, but the swing arm is what makes it work so well with the Maverick. Because of where the hitch is located and the size of the tailgate, a lot of bike racks, if they do have a tilting feature, don't clear with the tailgate, so you don't really get to use that function. With this one, you can swing the whole rack 180 degrees to the side of your truck, so if you need a place to sit before or after your ride to change your shoes, maybe sit down and have a meal if you're out camping, you can swing the whole bike rack away and get great clearance. Now, closing the tailgate back up, we can check out a little bit how that works. So we're going to have two pins down here on the arm that lock it in place. The inner one that will control this part of the arm, and the one on the outer edge that will control this side of the bike rack. Now if I stand up and move around to the side, I can push it back into place, and that pin will lock it in. And down at the bottom, there's a hand knob to thread in and fully secure this so that there isn't any rattling at this point of movement. Get that tightened down. And this is how the bike rack's going to be whenever you're driving around. And overall, it's a very sturdy rack. For all the points of movement that it has, it actually works really well. If you're familiar with the RockyMounts guide rail, this is going to be very similar to that bike rack. It's going to have a 60-pound weight capacity per bike, hold the bike by the tires, making for zero frame contact, so it's good for our carbon frame and alternative frame bikes, and work with a tire width of up to 3 inches. Now, it does have that tilting feature like I mentioned before. It's a handle at the bottom of the bike rack that we can pull and tilt it down pretty far. So if for whatever reason we wanted to get something out of the back of our truck and we don't want to swing it all the way out, this does give us a lot more room to do that. Just know that you're not going to fully be able to open up your tailgate without clearance issues. If you want to, you could raise that support up to the taller position and have it partially opened like that if you don't want to have to worry about holding the tailgate. Aside from that though, we can lift it back into place and you'll hear a snap letting us know that it's locked in and ready to go. What I really like about this is how easy it is to load and unload. The dual arm design lets us open things up pretty much all the way. And these levers out at the front control whether the ratcheting mechanism is engaged or not. So with those open, you can just push the arms out of our way as wide as we want and just lift the bike up and away to unload it. Now the same goes for loading it up. All you'd have to do is just lift the bike into place, throw those levers, and engage the arms. So setting this up is really easy, very quick to do, and you're ready to hit the road. And I'll get this fully removed here and we can get some measurements on the bike rack and see how it's fitting with the Maverick. As I set this off to the side, we can close those arms back up. And I like that you can fully disengage the ratcheting mechanism just so it's not as noisy when we fold those down. And I will check out some measurements starting with our ground clearance. We get a ton of clearance here because it does sit up so high, which at the back end to the bottom of the handle here is 27 inches. More than enough, I think, for most situations, and you shouldn't have to worry about it even if you are camping in a spot that's a bit more remote and off the road. Our distance added to the back from the bumper is going to be 30.5 inches. So it honestly doesn't stick out too far. The swing away arm is very compact when it's in like this, so it's not too bad. And you can save some space by folding it up using that same handle as we used before. In this position, it only sticks out 15 inches. So if you want to leave it in your hitch between rides, you can, and it won't take up near as much space that way. I will say that with it folded up though, it is going to pretty much completely block your backup camera right here. And the swing arm does kind of come in front of your license plate, so that does obstruct it a little bit. Just be mindful of that when you are putting this on your Maverick and leaving it there. You can see the handle at the back to secure the arm a bit better here. If you tighten it down and say it's in an awkward position, you can just pull it out, free spin it, and move it to a better spot. So that's nice to see. And then moving into the hitch, it's working with our 2" by 2" receiver tube. It comes with a locking anti-rattle bolt that keeps it nice and solid in the hitch, no movement in there at all. And that lock is key to a lock up on top of the bike rack, where we can use an included chain. That will secure our bikes when we're not around. It's not recommended that you drive with that, just because it is so large and heavy, it could damage the bikes. But if we're leaving it parked for a while and we want our bikes to be secure, that's a great way to do it, and it's nice that it's key to like. Overall, I think it's a really solid bike rack. If you're looking for something that'll swing away and work with the tailgate on your Maverick, your options are very limited, just because most other racks that tilt don't clear. So for me, this is a solid option. It's all metal construction, so there's no plastic pieces, very sturdy, and it can work with a wide range of bikes. So I think that makes it a good fit for the Maverick. Thanks for watching.